supposed to be putting up these posters all around the school about racism, equality, specifically black. No, go up to these dogs straight up. Make a left, yeah. I ain't never know. Make a left. I never knew that. So we lighted up like when I'm talking to Aaron, he had told me on the phone, like, we got a lot of posters gonna go up about racism, about what's not gonna be tolerant. They had a bunch of them. They threw them at bunch of them. I asked my daughter about it. Ask my daughter about this is they did. So yesterday when I talked to Washington, he like, only black people that work in clean the school. All black. You go. I'm not playing that. So I asked him, how many cases about racism in front of black? He said, I know we got some posters though. He said, we got posters up about equality. Talking specifically about we talk. I mean, those are just a few of them. Let me see. We go through the whole school. Flyo huge. Flyo is huge. They got 4 posters. 4 posters. 4 in this huge store. 4. I said, hold up. They got 4 posters in this whole school. I'm supposed to have these nowadays, real crab charts. Just mind my business. Y'all dealing with a real problem. Next time black kids are Flyo, first thing they think of is hustle, motivate your local. I said, y'all supposed to be doing the change. I'm on right now, and I'm dope. So he like, man, you right. They lied to us, no assets, still in crisis mode. They gonna change the narrative. Water warriors, like 1,000 warriors, we will not fold. That's what they put out there. Fruitcake illegal, career politics. Father said, people perish due to lack of mission. It's time to rise, black lives, baby, it's so flow. Better back no 9 to 5 on the 10. So I asked him about the seminar, I was like, why in the morning at the seminar, why y'all not talking about black they're like, well, we try not to focus on the black, we try to do like a whole wide spectrum of equality. I said, that's the problem with white people. Whenever black people got a problem, we want y'all to focus on fixing the situation with blacks. Y'all want to include the whole spectrum. Just like when we yell black lives, just like when we be like, Black Lives Matter, what they say? What they always say? Oh no, all lives matter. No, that ain't what we mean. We don't mean y'all don't matter. We just trying to get y'all to understand. Y'all gonna have to start including us in this stuff. So when y'all yell, y'all all lives matter, we know y'all don't really mean blacks. So that's why we got our own Black Lives Matter. Play the song again. That's why we got our own Black Lives Matter. I meant to tell you, dude. I think he about the 3rd time. So, Fli-City got some dogs in it, dogs in it. Fli-City come off authentic. We light it up like ghosts in it, sauce in it. We light it up like ghosts in it, sauce in it. Fli-City got some dogs in it, dogs in it. Fli-City come off authentic. We light it up like ghosts in it, sauce in it.
Relight it up like God sent us, sauce sent us. Rain may come, we cover for us, cover charge. Pain come in, we force ourselves to be stronger for it. No signs of no prison beers and I'm better for it. Representing Fli-City, not making noise. Random corners, pushing packs, looking back, hand on same to the past. Fli-City got a city tax, body bags, ski masks, crime waves, speak to God. City giving rich vibes, beat knocks to a speaker box, won't speak a lot, just move around. Water dirty, streets dirty, whip clean, we okay, we cool, wall survival schemes, riding dreams, lying mean, and jungle seems like peace me. Struggle slant the victories, now picture me. 6 months out, I'm on my feet, on the business, talk to Manny, on the business, on the city, deep with all I own the city, my distance, we bless the city with orange. Hustlers, open fillers, all it is is open to us. Just push the lane with this crooked man and we straighten out. Building up what they tearing down. North side, south side, east side, west side, peace signs. We trying to get this city moving. North side, south side, east side, west side, Fli-City, that's our city. Fli-City got some dogs in it, dogs in it. Fli-City come off authentic, go authentic. We light it up like God sent us, sauce in it. We light it up like God sent us, sauce in it. Fli-City got some dogs in it, dogs in it. Fli-City come off authentic, authentic. We light it up like God sent us, sauce in it. We light it up like God sent us, sauce in it.
My city experiencing a transition from panic to maximizing our dollars, multiplying triple digits. I came a long way from baby jars in a project. Then I desperately grab charges, just mind my business. All praise to the Most High, how this young king living. Resurrecting the spirit of Ozarks, how I'm living. Hustle and motivate your local hope, killer, killer. I'm on tour right now, and I'm dope, pretty. They lied to us, stole assets, still in crisis mode. Water warriors like 1,000 ones, we will not fold. I'm sick of fugazi leaders and career politicians. The father said people perish due to lack of mission. It's time to rise, Black Lives, baby, it's on the flow. Better back, no 9 to 5, only 10 to 4. A city of monsters, a bunch of go-getters. We don't rock with stars, we do authentic. Real stars, we do authentic. We don't rock with stars, we do authentic. Real stars, we do authentic. We don't rock with stars, we do authentic. Real stars, we do authentic. We don't rock with stars, we do authentic. Real stars, we do authentic. We don't rock with stars, we do authentic.
You know, finna go to the game. You know what I'm saying? And then the white boy is brother Cardi.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings. We got brother Rodney off in the spot too, man.
We talking that talk.
Yeah, man. we definitely want to just tune in with y'all. Just kind of tap in, have a conversation. You know, Black Man Meet. We host our Wednesdays meetings, which is really focusing on issues that man are facing in the community. You know, Flint, Jensen County community, and communities alike all around the country. So we're just gonna be having different flavors and different conversation, different topics, different people kind of coming up to the table and just kind of discussing some of the things that they, want to get off their chest, whether it be in mental health, right? Because mental health is a real issue and it's a real prevalent problem in urban communities. A lot of times we don't have the opportunity to talk about it. We don't discuss it. We don't even feel like we have the spaces to be able to go ahead and put that out there in the air, right? So this is definitely free space, open space. You want to be comfortable about, whatever you want to discuss, whether you have, you're in a relationship, right? Or you're married, right? Living a single life, you know what I'm saying? You trying to get, some situations or custody with your children and you got problems, you're having issues with the courts, right? You're having problems with FOC and you just need some relief. It's a lot of brothers and men that really want to be engaged with their children and find it very difficult to get engaged or be a part of their lives. So, or you got a business idea, some concepts you'd like to create. We got some brilliant minds that's from this community. Great people doing a number of different things. When you talking about logistics, we talking about business with purchasing land and properties, right? This is the year.
this is when we want to share resources. So if there's information that you want to be able to, share with folks and, make sure give a resource, give some insight, whether it being about building your credit, right? That's a big thing. If, especially for all our entrepreneurs and business folks that's out there on the grind, man. Building credit is essential to the direction and the trajectory going up. So you want to learn those things and seeing like, how do I go about, getting my credit in a better position? Who do I need to connect with? We want to be able to be a resource and a foundation for all of that. So with that being said, just want to definitely introduce folks at the table. Myself, I'm DeJuan Robinson. Definitely represent Black Lives and holding it down in this Flint community and just, a young brother, right? A brother that comes from this community that want to see the best from this community, want to see folks thrive. My thing is, appreciate you. The thing is never to be a issue with folks, right? Sometimes people can get it misconstrued. But one thing for sure, man, we stand for something. We don't fall for anything, and that comes with a lot of adversity. What I'm saying? People want you to, be a certain way, but what we have to do is respect everybody and their personalities and what they stand for. So that's one thing for sure.
First off, I want to apologize for those that usually follow my live, man. They blocked me out of Facebook. I said some things about the COVID, about the vaccine, you know how that go. So they shut me down. So, but in the meantime, beyond that, we're definitely gonna be discussing. Well, we definitely gonna be that picture was all my feet. You didn't see that? That picture of you just had up on the computer was just my feet. But anyway, those that know me or don't know me, man, Darius, man, part of the community, born and raised in Flint, man, from the north side, born and raised in Flint, man. And I done seen the city when it was, how I looked at it in the 80s, how I looked at it in the 90s, how I looked at it in the 2000s, and now how I look now, and those that have been around long as me and longer can also attest to how drastically the city looks way different than when we was kids or even before I was even here. So and we know it's by design. We know that's by design. Mm-hmm. So, we taking this time really to kind of to fight back, man, to try to get our city back. And the reason we say to get our city back and why it's so important we fight to get our city back, because when you think about it, man, you still live in the city, your kids, your family, man. Even if you move out of the city, you still got family members, still got friends that stay in the city. This is home. It's going to always be home. Okay, where you go, everybody miss Flint when they leave Flint, man. I've been out of this city plenty of time and miss it. Like, man, just want to get back to the crib. It's something about Flint. But they're taking it from us. You see all the money being spent. You see how nice downtown looks. But as soon as you cross over, we'd say starting from really from Fifth, really. Once you start crossing over from Fifth Avenue and start moving further north, you just see it's just a drastic change. So it's just like money and then nothing, just like that. So we still looking for soldiers to get out here with us, man, and to start pulling this money back into our economy and the community of Flint. And part of that is even, like we say, with the entities and businesses, churches, gas stations, and all these things that are sitting here in Flint right now making money. Yeah. Making money. New Jerusalem, I'm coming for you. Falls Avenue Baptist Church, I'm coming to talk to you. I'm letting everybody in Flint know that I'm coming to holler at you about giving back to the community. Because I see how much money y'all making. I see how big them churches is. I done drove by, I see them nice vehicles. So I know it's some money up there, and I know some places in the community that could use some of the help, you know what I mean? So we're going to be asking for some of that help and hope y'all reach out. Still a shout out to the Unity Church in Flint, because they have agreed to be a part of the community and help in any way that they can in the community. So you always got to shout out those that are willing to do that help and willing to be there. Right. We got with us today a brother, that's willing to be a part of this movement, willing to be a part of the help here in this city And also a brother that's going through some things with another entity that we definitely finna take a look at. We talking about the court system downtown, the criminal court and the family court downtown that has no concern or no care for the black people, and even beyond that, black men.
Come on now.
Beyond that, the black men. And so we know black men get done so wrong when it comes to the judicial system, when it comes to the criminal system, how the black men get done. But also starting to see it now in the family court, how black men are getting done. And we're starting to see it's all about the money. They take money and take these lawyers, they get money, they get paid, and they not doing none of their jobs. So we kind of understand all y'all working together. We know what it is. And I'm still confused. One thing I want us to get out of is like Dewan always says, even the fact that we have to even be inside these courtrooms, allowing these white folks to tell us how we gonna deal with our children that we created, for one, that we do stuff for two. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to ask the judge that was on my case when I went for custody, and I got custody, and the judge tried to tell me what I should be doing. I had to cut her off. Right. Like, you're not gonna tell me nothing about how I'm gonna raise mine because you ain't bought nothing for her. You ain't paid not one bill to keep a roof over her head, none of that stuff. Right. Until you do that, I don't need your input. And whatever you input in, I can care less about it. And she sat back, just looked at me and told me, I wish you the best of luck. I told her the same. I wish you the best of luck too. You can stay on my business. You know, I don't need you in mine. I raised mine, you know. So I still don't understand. I understand the use of family court if you have just severe issues, but when it come to us and our children, man, I don't even know how these people feel like they even got the audacity to be able to tell you how things gonna go and to be all up in your mix. Up in your mix.
Now that's a good. We're gonna talk about that first, man. We're gonna let the brother introduce himself, and then we're gonna dive right in.
I'm Courtney Rutherford.
Big money, Courtney. Let them know.
Just do it out there, Courtney. What's up, Courtney?
What's up, man?
So you're a brother from the city. You know what I'm saying? And you born and raised Flint?
Yep, Flint. Beecher boy.
Beecher boy. Okay, shout out to the Buck. As always,
shout out to the Buck.
Always got to love on the Buck.
Shout out to the Buck.
So, man, just going right in what my brother talking about, man. You got men that's really out here that really want to be a part of their children's life. Right. And you may have had a phenomenal night with a woman one night, and then, you may not really plan for the future, but you were blessed with a special gift, right? And so then there's children involved. And so you fall out of love or you fall out of lust with that woman, and let's call it what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, stuff be like that, man. We might kick it with a female.
She put it on you.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it, right? You had a baby out of it. And so at one point in time, we was cool.
Yep.
And so what we saying now is, man, when the situation takes place, when the thrill is over, when the relationship is done, because that happens. And unfortunately, like right now, man, currently, like, relationships don't last long. If you look at America, a lot of people are being divorced. A lot of folks are going through separation. And people are just not interested in lifetime commitments anymore. Right. I'm just, just kicking what the facts are. But
that's true.
What happens sometimes, we always have, a baby come out of it. Right? And that's both the responsibility of the mother and father. That is not a one-sided thing. It shouldn't be 100% given sole custody to the mother. It should always have and open the door for fathers to be able to engage with their child. Right? This is we say 50-50, but in our realm, we say 100-100. You're bringing 100-100 to the table. So you get 100 of me, and then I'm getting 100 of you, because at the end of the day, it ain't about me and how I feel about you and how you cheated on me and what you did to me. You kicked it with my homeboys, right? You talking crazy to me. I can't stand to be around you, right? At the end of the day, it ain't about none of that, right? Because it's about the children that you have created, and their lives is what's most important. So this is where we be. So we can't get along with the woman. So then now the courts get involved. And we all know how that play a part in breaking up the family when you talk about two people can't get along, gonna get on one term, then they got to get attorneys. They got to get attorneys to talk for you and represent you. That's going to cost you some money. Then you go file a motion, and then you go through these court proceedings, which is going to cost you more money. And then folks get into your business. You got all these judges, right? You got these renter judges that we got downtown, Genesee County. You judges downtown despise me, right? You know what I'm saying? It's despicable, right?
Oh yeah.
The attorneys, that stuff is silly. You paying one person, you might pay another person, then you got to go talk with these other person, have a consultation, and then now you're paying that. By the end of the term, you just spent, you know, thousands of dollars, and sometimes nothing ever works out.
All could
And
be
you
invested in the child.
Yeah, or they could have been invested in the child. That's what I was going to say. You
Yeah.
took the words out of my mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
They all that money could have been to help the child. All this is best money that could be there for the kids.
Right.
And instead of it going to the kids, it's going to these white folks' pockets. And they loving it. They eating it up. So that's why they gonna continue to drag it on, because especially if you got it, they feel like, I get some more money out you. Get some more money out you. I'm gonna get some more money out you. Well, this is what you need to do now. Or you need to go see this person for a consultation. You need to go talk to this person about this. It's gonna cost you this much to get to this person, this much to get to this person. And now I need this much to continue the case, because now we gotta go to this case. Now we gotta adjourn this and do this and keep going. So if they feel like they gonna drag this on and on, how long you been in the courts?
Man, I've been going through this situation with my children's mother for my 2 children for the past 3 years.
3 years.
And so, you know,
It should not take no 3 years. This should be, a couple days. All it should take is a couple days to figure some things out, look at some paperwork. This is what it's gonna be. But no money. Gotta have that money.
A lot of times, man, you know, like I was saying, I was going through this for 3 years. So I filed a motion. I did this, you know, in the past, to file a motion to get my children. This was even before this case has been established for the last 3 years. So, you know, 5-6 years ago, I filed a motion. A lot of times we don't know the steps in the process of going about this, right? You want to file a motion. If you're having trouble with getting your children, myself, I'm a hands-on father. Them is my baby, right? So I don't care about no judges. I don't care about no order. My thing is, I respected my child's mother enough to say, hey, listen, we should be able to work this out together, right? Forget about what Chris Christensen got to say downtown, because he don't have no merit over this situation. He has no jurisdiction over my children.
Could care less about your little
and,
baby.
You have to make sure that they know that. So I went through the motion to try to file a motion for custody.
Right.
Man, I was getting such a runaround that it is so frustrating, right? Those people downtown play with you and think that you're silly and you're stupid and you don't know what's going on. They give you the runaround and how you see 4, 5, 6 different folks, and then you still don't be served, right? And so what sometimes it's a deterrent for a lot of males, because we be like, man, forget that. If I got to go through all this stuff, to be able to get to my children, and my children's mother is putting a block in front of me getting to it, then, you know, I'm defeated. I might as well go start a whole new family.
I mean, because we got stuck to that moniker. You know, everybody got stuck to the moniker of, you should be fighting to see you got to fight hard to see your kids. Why? Why? Whoever made that as a thing? Like, I got to fight to see my kids. Why do I have to fight for them? If I want to see them, I should just be able to see them. You know what I mean? I want to see my kids. I want to be in their life. I don't care what I'd have did in my past. I don't care where I'd have messed up at, where I'd have slipped up, what happened with me and you. I don't care how that go. If I want to see the kids, I should just be able to see my kids and be in my kids' life. And there shouldn't be no judge, no prosecutor, no lawyer, none of that could tell me how. None of that. And be able to tell me how and when I should be able to, I should have to see mom. And so I want Courtney to kind of give a highlight on how you feel about the system, and because you going through the court system, and how you feeling about the work that they're doing and the work that the lack of, you know what I mean? Who down there slacking on your end? Who the slackers?
Yeah, so man, I've been going through this little situation since last April.
Okay.
It was, CPS case involved, investigation launched. Safety plan put into play.
Okay.
That ran out. Then I shot for full custody. Got custody. Now I'm trying to get the whole thing, everything. And I keep getting blackballed pretty much. Like, the GAL, she was against me from the day I took them down there. Like, she like, you ain't the car. I'm gonna talk to them. Like,
who was the GAL?
Julie Griffiths.
And what is the GUL?
Yeah, it's the Guardian. I can't think of the other.
Hey, I got a bone to pick with Kathy Griffin too, man. Kathy, you didn't do your work. You didn't do your job, right? When you talk with males in this community, you better come with respect. Don't be coming here with no premeditated thought about a man. You don't know the situation. You don't know what's going on. You don't even know what he's going through. And so you did the same thing with me. So I'm gonna go ahead. I got some stuff I'm gonna send to your office, and make sure I check you on that. Any other brother who have an issue that's going on with these attorneys, man, you make sure you let them know. Press the issue. You come down here and you talk. We got a list of attorneys and prosecutors that and judges that we definitely gonna deal with, right? And so by any means necessary, we're gonna go ahead and get with you. Carry on, brother.
But yeah, it's like, and then I hired a lawyer. It's like they friends. It's like, don't do this, don't file this ex parte. That's gonna make her mad. How? And you a lawyer? Like
her
Daniel Andoni is friends with Julie Griffin.
Yeah,
and he like, if I file this, that's gonna make her mad.
Make who mad?
Julie Griffin.
So now that's what I'm saying. So now
they paid you money,
not her. And so now you gotta deal with. Now you gotta sit and hear about they little petty stuff. And they ain't said nothing. Ain't even thought about the kids. No. They want to tell you, we ain't gonna do this. I'm just gonna make her mad. Man, I wouldn't care how mad she get. I wouldn't care what's going on. Yeah, yeah. Wouldn't care about her being mad. I paid you this money. You gonna do exactly what I told you to do. So yeah, go ahead. I ain't rushing.
But yeah, like I've been going through that, and it's like it's stressful. I can't really rest well knowing that this still hanging over my head, nothing getting done about it. Keep going to court. Julie don't show up. She don't review the case properly. Then they adjourn it again.
But she getting paid, right?
Yeah, she getting paid for it. She in another court while our court going on.
Hey, but you know it's sad. The motto used to be for us black brothers and still is.
What's that?
The friend of court ain't no friend of mine.
Yeah, ain't.
And brother
ain't no friend.
I mean, let's take that point.
That's our motto.
Brother was talking about the friend of the court, right? The friend of the court has always been an enforcement agency, and it hasn't been too kind with the community in the past. Black fathers always get the short end of the stick.
All the time.
When we have children with these women and we don't have no commitment, we don't have no paperwork on each other. We don't have a stipulated order that we say, hey, this is how we're going to raise our child. This is the way that we're going to set the scheduling up. And then this is how we're going to break down the legal aspect of even working with our children, from the religion that they practice to schools, the medication, all those things, that play a strong part, right? So, the thing is, that has to be devised by the parents. A lot of times, fathers get that same basic order, right? We get to see our children every other weekend. So that's 4 days a month, right? The standard order is every other weekend, right? You get them Friday, return them on Sunday. Right, but for fathers who take their children to school day in, day out, who are actively involved in after-school curriculum activities, who are involved, and the teachers know the father, they know him by the first name, they see him up there regularly, right? He's a hands-on father, right? You take them to medical appointments, right? Anytime they get sick, you making sure that you're taking them to the doctor's office, the clinic, XYZ, dentist appointments, all that, right? You are doing your fatherly duties, right? You're providing for them, right? Meaning that they got a warm place to stay in, they got a room, a bed, right? They're eating every day, 3 times a day, right? They never go hungry, and you just in the morning, anything you developing them. See, that's our thing. Fathers are more needed than ever. Yeah, fathers was always the head of the table. They always set the law. They always was just there to put in work, right? They was always protecting the car, right? That has been missing in families for so long. So when you talk about fathers nowadays, man, the fathers that really care and that really want to be there, we want to champion those fathers. I want to definitely commend, a lot of my homeboys that I grew up with, that we didn't have a father growing up. Right. We didn't have nobody to show us, hey, this is how you become a man, right? This is the thing that you need to do to take care of your woman, right? You need to make sure that you're on your den and taking care of your children. This is how you take care of them. Or this is how you do work around the house. This is how you cut the grass. All those things play a part. And that's what a father is so vital for. You wonder why our young boys be out there running around doing what they doing. is because they didn't have that father, that leadership in the home at all. So, you know, I'm proud of all my young brothers, man, that do be stepping up to the plate, man, that really be having that conversation, that really take care of their children, that really make amends to, you know, put that olive branch over there to the mother, even if she might be upset, you know, with you or what have you. You still doing your job, because that don't stop. That don't stop at all. And so the thing is, man, we got to always make sure we give those brothers recognition. We also got to support brothers who want to be in that position, right? Who may need to know the process, how to follow motion. But
because you got a lot of brothers have just fell back because it's frustrating. Dealing with the course, that course is frustrating because it's always file this, file that, put this in, put that in, and then don't let it be. There's some of these brothers just don't have the phone. Just don't have the means. Just don't have the means. But that shouldn't be something that that's able, or the course able to keep me away from able to be really been a father, because I couldn't get in the court because I couldn't afford to get in the court. So I can't get nothing done because I couldn't afford to get it done. And you got some brothers that they done got discouraged. You know what I'm saying? They done got discouraged. So that's why the call is for the brothers, for the men in the community. It's situations like this. Because we get more of y'all to come and be a part of this, even though those that became discouraged, that really still want to be in their kids' life, but like, man, I can't figure out how to get in there, man. I can't figure out how to do it. We need you. Come with us, because we finna push it to them. And we need the more people we have. You know what I'm saying? The more people we have standing, and the more people we have petitioning, the more people we have that can come in there and interrupt some stuff and be like, look, man, we having issues. This what's up. We ain't feeling this. The more we got, it won't do nothing but help out. We trying to get it to a point where we want the course, y'all either gonna line up and get it right, or just get out of our way. Or get rolled to steamroll. Get steamroll. Because right now, with what you're doing, not only are you playing with the parents, but the damage y'all do to the kids. This type of stuff is damaging the kids. The kids, as they grow and get older, they start seeing this. They know this stuff. They know what's going on. They seeing what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That starts to kind of way in effect. Then they always want to talk to your kid. Oh, well, they should have this meeting with this person and talk to this person. I shut all that down. All that down. And they be trying to backdoor and just reach out to my daughter on their own. I tell my daughter, if they reach out to you, you have them contact me. So then when they contact me, I'm like, well, I was trying to reach out to such and such, your daughter. I go off on them. Like, you ain't got no business talking to no minor, no way. What's wrong with you? So you know she got a parent. What is wrong with you? You know what I mean? So I don't let all that type of stuff, you ain't got to let none of that stuff slide. And a lot of us don't know that. A lot of us, like, when we look at the court system, we feel like it's scary. Just being honest, you look at the court system, it's scary. You know what I'm saying? You already, as a black man coming in there, you already feel like, boom. Yeah, that's it right there. You already, them 3 strikes already. The minute your black butt walk into that room, you got 3 strikes already. Already you got 3 strikes, so you already lost. You know what I'm saying? You already lost already. I mean, it's so bad to the point where, look, the only reason I got custody because the mama didn't want to fight for her daughter. Couldn't care about her daughter because of some other issue. Could care less about her daughter. Just wanted her daughter out. So that's the only reason I got custody. The court still tried to talk her into not giving me custody. I listened to the judge. We had it got adjourned when it shouldn't have. When she sat in court and told the judge, like, yeah, if he wanted, he could have. So I told the judge, of course I want. You know what the judge told her? Wait a minute. You sure you want to think about this? Yeah, you sure you want to think about this? If you take her, you know, the child support might get affected and all. You run all this to her. And then you get the, well, yeah, I think I need to think about it for a second type deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But why would, as a judge, if the mother's sitting in there saying, boom, I don't want to eat the house, there's no other conversation need to be had. If the father is in there saying, I want her, give her here to me. I'm fighting for her. I want her, all of her. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't even be no issue. But these are the type of things we deal with down in this city. Come on, these, you got me blocked out by Fli-City, blocked out by.
These by the label. These are the type of things ain't nobody been seeing. My head they been seeing the Blackout show. But yeah, they hit me. These are the type of things that black men deal with when we go down here and deal with the system. And I know it's scary. I know it's scary.
It's scary.
You know what I'm saying? At some point, but at a point, you get rid of that fear. And I got rid of it because in my mind, I'm like, you ain't nothing you can do to me that you ain't already done. You done sent me to prison. You already sent me up the road. I done did 13 years. You done sent me up the road. So you can't threaten me with none of that. You can't be like, you keep acting crazy, you gonna put you up in the county jail. So what? I done been in the county jail. You gonna put me in the hole in the county jail segregation? I done did that. I done did that. You can't do nothing to me. So I ain't got no fear of none of y'all. I don't care how you feel. So when we get to that point, let's get to that point. And that's the whole point of these conversations, because we want all our brothers to feel the same way. Not to be scared of them. And honestly, the reason you have 3 strikes when you walk in there the first time, because they scared of you. Because you a king. Come on, we kings. We gods. So when you come in, if you ever notice, a court could be going on. Court could be going on, Rodney. If you walk in there, our heads gonna turn. Black people walking up here, heads gonna turn.
Especially if you stand.
Heads gonna turn.
Standing up.
Man, heads gonna turn. So you can't, regardless. You know what I mean? Because just because of who you are, just because of the way God created you. We trying to get them back in their head. What's up, bro?
I was in the courtroom, fighting for the custody. The mom ain't had really done something, but old stuff. Like, check his criminal record. He don't need them. That's irrelevant to the case. I ain't in no trouble now. I ain't no probation now.
That's good. I'm glad he said that too, man, because a lot of times, brothers, everybody make mistakes. Ain't nobody perfect. We're not even trying to proclaim nothing. But yeah, the thing is this though: you cannot judge a man on his past.
Man, they love to do that.
And if a brother has moved forward and he's doing some great things in life and he's looking to get with his children, right? He has stable employment. He has a plan of action for the kid. Like, you man, support that brother, right? This is what we need. We need more of our sisters, our mothers, to support brothers who are looking to make the transition. They trying to do the right thing. Like, a lot of times we come up in an unforeseen circumstance. We come up trying to make it out of nothing. When we talk about get it out the mud, that's a real thing. You don't have anything, and nobody taught you how to go get it. Right. So you're out there trying to make a way, and that's even being an adult. You learn things on the fly. Like, I learned how to pay bills. I didn't see that. Nobody taught me how to do that. It was because I was getting evicted and I needed to learn that, right? The thing is sometimes life forces you to get in, get in the right mindset.
Say real talk.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
But you figure it out after a while. You gotta figure it out.
I want to say for our sisters though, I'm talking to our sisters. You know what I'm saying? We we love y'all. Right, we know we respect y'all. Y'all should know that. We should know that. But we come from a woman. We come from a woman, and so man, that's ultimate respect. We need more support from our ladies. We need more support from the community of women, right? You queens, that understand. You see your brother out there trying. You see him out there, getting the raw end of the stick. You know he is, right? But he still show up every day because it's not about him. But he's taking a stand. If we can come out here and demonstrate and protest, the best believe I'm gonna be running through that courtroom and running up on Georgia for my babies, and that's respect. So when you see that type of stuff going on, man, just be a foundation, be a support for men out here that's really caring, that really try. Because so long they felt like we didn't, and even back in the day, I know our fathers will have you, man. They come up in the crack era, they come up in a situation where women was plentiful and they were just doing whatever they wanted to do and live how they live. And so
that free world.
I understand.
Sleep with everybody.
But I used to be upset with my father about that stuff, man, because we'd be sitting at the house, you know what I'm saying? We rockhead boys and we hungry. And I think, it'd be the thing of saying, like, what? We expect you to, be there. We shouldn't even have to go out there and go look for you.
Right.
So, but I understand him as being a man, like, going through what he's going through. He had children at a young age, so, he still live his life and he still wants to do his thing. And I understand that as being an adult now, right? He just wants to get his rocks off and this is how that be. now we can have conversations because I'm a man. I have a son of my own,
Right.
and you know I don't block them for having a relationship. But I learned, you know, actually I learned how to be a good father. I learned how to be a father from what I would like to see in my father.
Yeah.
So, we had conversations about it. And, you know, it's respect. You know, we can kick it. You know, it was a time when we couldn't be in the same room together. But now we can, you know, we can really, you know, have conversations about the past and, you know, not open up, you know, old wounds or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to show that. Like, we breaking barriers of today. I don't want it to be like, I don't want my son to feel like he got to go find it out his own. Especially if I'm a guy for him.
Right. Supposed to be.
You're supposed to be that. Especially if he see me going through it. I want him to learn from those things. That's how we want to set our children up for the future.
Right. And so, like I say, the main goal with the man's meeting, and these man's meetings, they're gonna continue to go on every Wednesday. It's gonna continue to go on. But I tell you, it's not gonna be streamed too much longer. It's not gonna be live too much longer. You know, it's live. It might only last through February because it's the call. We calling for our brothers to step up in the community. Come get involved with us. Let's get this going. And the goal is even to get these businesses around here to fund the movement. Mm-hmm. For those that we're going to be asking to kind of patrol the city and be out here in these streets and things like that. We asking for them to kind of fund the movement, you know, and because the goal is really to take, when we say take back the city, we mean by all means. We mean take back the streets. We mean take back the neighborhoods. We mean take back the businesses, take back the money, bring the money back to the community. Because I know, I spoke about this last week, when for those that grew up in the neighborhood, that like from knee high all the way up in the same neighborhood, you frequent the same corner store. For years, you know what I'm saying? From the minute you first, back in the day, you know, your mama used to let at 4 or 5 years old, you could walk down to the store. You know what I'm saying? I remember being able to walk to the store 4 or 5 years old. You good back in the day. So, but been noticing you spend money at that store until you like 25, 26. That's 20 years. That's 20 years of, but they never got nothing back. And I tell people, I say, you can't go on no hardship and go to that store and be like, listen, man, and they know you by name. They know you by name, face and all that. What's up, brother? What's up, bro? Yeah, they know all that. But you can't come up to the store. You can't come in that store and be like, man, I lost my job, or this going on is rough right now, man. The kids need to eat, man. Let me grab some eggs, a gallon of milk, some bread, and a little bologna or something else so I can feed the kids. They gonna tell you, man, get out the store. They might give you a quart of juice or something, but they ain't finna give you no love.
See, back in the day when it was black owned.
And it was black owned. They used to do that. The last black owned I remember, I talked about the last week, was the Hardens. Okay. The Hardens off Lamita and Industrial. Like when I was young, going over there, I had a cousin that stayed on Lamita, so sometimes we walked down to that store. You know what I'm saying? And we knew we could go down there, we ain't had nothing. We could get out and playing basketball at the court around there, man, be thirsty, stop up in there talking to ours, and be like, man, y'all need something. Come on, all right? How's school going? Yeah. How's school going? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? What you need today? You know what I'm saying? You hungry? You eating? What's going on? You know what I mean? And they would care. Yeah. You know, they care less about you. You ain't spending no money, get out the store. And then they got our brothers. They got our brothers that's already kind of mentally messed up. They got them out there cleaning up their stores and stuff. For what though?
For a couple of dollars.
Couple of dollars. A bottle of liquor at the end of the night. They ain't helping them, just using them, really. You know what I'm saying? So they won't have to pay nobody $10, $20 an hour to do it. I can just have this dude clean up the parking lot. I'll give him some chips and a beer at the end of the night. He good.
Let's talk about that in itself, right? You know, actually folks should be living, right? Because you don't own none of the corner stores or grocery stores in our neighborhood. You know, when we come up on the south side, we used to have Grandpa's. Grandpa's was a black-owned store. He had all the penny candy, and so he used to give us like credit and stuff like that. We used to sweep out the store, you know, the parking lot and all that. That just keeping upkeep, right? And so, man, he was a pillar in that area. See, we don't have black-owned shops or a connection to those stores like that. Like we used to. That was right on Lippincott.
Okay, I remember that. Like a house built.
Yeah, well, it was right next to where the NAACP office is right now.
But it looked like an old house, didn't it?
It was next to a house. He had a storefront. It was in that plaza. Okay. But he was right around the corner from the Johnson's estate.
Yeah.
Okay.
But man, no, he was just a good brother, man, and you know, he come from the neighborhood, of course, and he knew everybody's name, but you know, he really kind of taught us about, you know, education. So why he had us in the store, this is how he used to get us. So he would get us in the store, you know, he get us in the store, he give us the candy, but we had to listen to what he was talking about. And a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, we just want the candy, right? Yeah. You know, we just want to get the candy. We trying to hit the park, we trying to hit a cook, right? We trying to go ball real quick. We on something else. But yeah, we got to sit down and you know, and you know, after you know, and just take time to really kind of build. And now that I'm a grown man, like I appreciate those opportunities, man. And talking about just focusing on your education and you know the camaraderie of brotherhood that we had, and you know some little young boys that were just kind of walking around the neighborhood riding bikes, putting pop cans in our bikes, you know, turning to motorcycles. Yeah. Right? You know what I'm saying? That was just like that was some real stuff for us that, you know, somebody cared and just like took time to kick it with us though, right? You know, he was a real good brother that cared, and we never paid him back the credit that we owed him. And he never asked. But it was just the simple fact that, you know, he would say like, man, I got
you. Back right now. Yeah, see what it was it wasn't the money. It wasn't the money. It wasn't the money. It wasn't the money that he was after. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The fact that y'all will come in and he could instill something into y'all. But you made a key point. Key point in the beginning. You said he was from the community. Mm-hmm. See, these Arabs are from our community. They're not from the community. So they could care less. Right. They don't care less about any of it. Right. You know what I mean? I care less about it. I care what's going on. And not giving you no money. They can even go so far, their money not even in the banks over here. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. They don't even and they're getting tax-free, and then it's tax-free dollars. So they win in all aspects of this. So not only is they done got away from the government taxing the money, they done got away from doing anything for the community because community don't demand that if you gonna straight up shop, you gonna participate in what we got going on. Why we don't have that type of force? That's the main thing. Why we ain't came with that type of force since you in our neighborhood. You're a resident. You're a resident of our community. You in our neighborhood. Why don't we force them? Because we patronize their store every day. We keep the store going. Why we don't force them to give back? Just give back. You know, in a form of community outreach or giving back to the neighborhoods, something, right? We ain't talking about no credit from the store. We don't want no credit from the store. I don't want no nutty buddy. I don't want a lottery ticket. I don't want that. We want to be able to be able to like you did with something. Yeah. I want store ownership. That dudes came. They came. Big shout out to my family, Danny and Eddie and Daddy. They real brothers from the community. And they people actually their father put it down for them, and he was over there at Wonders. You might know over there on Howard. Wonders, there was a spot back there. Oh, okay. Howard Avenue. Legendary, legendary stuff. Right? You know what I'm saying? So he was a part of the community. We knew Danny and Eddie growing up. They was working behind the registers, so it was always love with them. But you got those, some of the Indians, and you got some of these other Arabics and Chaldeans who don't respect the area that they service in. They don't respect the people that patronize and keep the lights on for them. So my question to us, how do we force the issue, right? Do we cancel them? Do we put them on a list that we will not patronize and shop, and we run this through the community? We got to have some real corrective action. That's why this what I learned. I had to learn this. I learned this on the yard. An older brother told me this on the yard one time because I was a knucklehead. It's always appeal to a person's humanity. Because at the end of the day, everybody human. Everybody human. Now, you got those that just callous. They got them hearts that's callous. Yeah. But first try. You got to give everybody an opportunity. So the first thing we do, and I started it at that gas station on Carpenter Road because I frequent that one because it's on my way home because I had to take Carpenter Road then Gray all the way out to Clio. Yep, right there on Saginaw and Clio. That's the first gas station I actually went in and started talking to. So right there on Saginaw and Carpenter. Okay, yeah. Right by the projects and stuff. So that's the first gas station I went in to talk to. And I had to keep in mind, appeal to humanity. And so I let them know, like, when I asked them, I say, man, the people that patronize your store, what race are they? The most people. You know what I'm saying? He say, man, it's mixed. And I said, nah, let's be real. So he said, all right. He said, okay. He said, it's mostly, he said, I ain't want to be disrespectful. I was going to say it's mostly blacks. I said, it ain't disrespectful. I need to know. I'm going somewhere with it. So he like, it's mostly the blacks. Mostly blacks. I say, so if it's mostly blacks that patronize your business, that means most of your money that y'all make, 90 to 95% of y'all money, income, come from us. That's right. So if it come from us, you should be able to do something to give back. Because you got to be thankful. You know what I'm saying? Customer appreciation, some type of appreciation. You got to be thankful.
In the projects every year. On them.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. So you gotta be thankful. And I thought about that. I say you gotta understand the projects. All the people down in the project. Born and raised down there. They've been frequenting that gas station and the store across the street, which is next. I'm calling that next. But they've been frequenting, They've been frequenting them places forever.
Yeah. Walking
and
down.
So I asked,
5 times a day.
So I'm asking, so I asked, so right at this point, before I continue the story, I'm asking those that are in the projects, that are in Ridgecrest, that are in on the drive, back there in the drives in that area, like stand up with us, because I am demanding that they give back to the community. And so while I was in there having this conversation with him about this, like, man, what y'all gonna do to start getting back to the community? And so he kind of asked the question, like, well, what can we do? You know what I'm saying? What can we do? And so I ran down. I said, you got kids that be needing school books. Yeah. You got kids that need laptops. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got kids that need gloves, mitts, coats. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can afford any a plethora of this stuff. Y'all can afford it. We ain't gonna play that game like you can't. Y'all can afford it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can take you can take a day out of a week and be like, man, whatever money we make between 12 and 6, we donate. You see? You know what I'm saying? This is donated money.
That's gotta be a
this is the donated money. And so what we saying is
you can't come forceful like a big fella saying, man. You gotta give him a chance.
First give him a chance. We're gonna first give him a chance. We first give him a chance. We get everybody opportunity first.
But see, you give them a chance though, right? But this, if you getting complaints on these stores, that'd be my thing. If we getting complaints on this store of how they treating people.
Oh, that's the ones we want to shut down. That's the ones we want to shut down. Yeah, we gonna let them know we ain't giving no chance for that.
Even our folks that be outside. We got a lot of folks that be at Riviera down here, right? A lot of folks be in the streets, right? A lot of folks be just sitting at the store, right? They're still people. I don't care what it is, right? I don't care, bro, homeless or not. You don't go putting your hands on people. You don't go disrespecting women out there.
And they play our brother. They play the blacks.
You're not supposed to
have a brother go out there and
you're not supposed to allow that type of stuff though. So when we saying this, it's about the people that treat our people wrong, and then you still want to be in our community and feel comfortable. No, we do make you uncomfortable, right? And that's we have to have that force. Just like that gas station over there on Grand Traverse and what was that? Grand Traverse. Grand Traverse, right there on the corner, right by the.
Right here by the new Jimmy John's on Grand Traverse and 3rd.
Grand Traverse and 3rd. Yeah. Just like when the brother got shot, when the gas attendant, which was an Indian, shot the brother, we were supposed to take over ownership of that store, right? And when I say that, is because we receiving a number of complaints about that site, about that area, about that store. And so when they're treating people with disrespect, then you don't allow them to hold business in your city.
Yeah.
Where is that type of, what I'm saying is we have to get into that mindset of saying, no longer will we support you, but we will shut you down too.
Okay, and how we go about doing this is why it's the call out for men, real men, soldiers. So how you go about doing that is, if it's these places that's not willing, because those that we reach out to, that there's going to be a lot that's going to watch that's not going to be willing to do this stuff with the community. And the gas station, like you were just saying, places that have already disrespected the community in so many ways. The way we shut it down is we come down there, you know what I'm saying, whether we have our crew or not. I'm doing it regardless. I'm going to do it regardless. But we go down there and we get in front of the door. Oh, that's all we do. We get in front of the doors. And anybody that pull up, we let them know, nah, you can't spend money here today. They don't care about you. They don't love you. They don't like you. Don't give them your money. Don't give them your money. And whoever is participating with it, whoever is like, yeah, we're going to be in the community, we're going to help the community, then we sending them there.
Like you go spend your money with such and such because they giving back to the community. They care about the community. That's how it, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's supposed to be ours. It's supposed to be ours. But we gotta work our way to it. You gotta work your way to it. And for the ones that we got there now, if they willing to give back to the community, because I think a lot of them probably ain't even been addressed about it.
I think most of them be willing to come on in if we come correct.
Yeah.
Then oppose.
That's it. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
And I don't like to speak what we go. Our players.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Like
Got it.
we
Yeah. We're gonna move. We're gonna make our move. Man, that's why I say the live men's meeting only lasting for a few more weeks. After that, it's all we go on public because the left hand ain't gonna know what the right hand doing. Yeah, the left hand gonna go what the right hand doing. After that, we build our team. We still had a round table where we talk about issues, but our moves and stuff ain't gonna never be discussed out here. You never know who watch.
Yeah, no.
You feel me? So for those that keep it in and try to explore it,
we want to encourage brothers, man. Just what I'm saying, all brothers, man, all men, to just come sit down at the table and have a conversation. And like I said, it may be a number of different topics that you may be dealing with. You may want to conversate about. You want to lift it up. You want to lift up an issue that we need to be addressing. We want to make sure that we at the table with it, right? And it's a safe space. You can have dialogue. You can say it how you want to do it. You can put it out there the way you want to, put it out there. And we want to help talk through that, right? So we will be up here. We at the building every Wednesday, 6 o'clock. We want to make sure that it's available. It's, we have some food, some little snacks down there, man. We're just gonna be building with each other, man, and we're gonna work it out. Brothers gonna work it out. Because all we got. And we don't start it now. Yeah, and it never happened. And we don't want y'all looking like we the ones that got all the answers. That's why we asking for y'all to come out. Because y'all in the community just like we is. Y'all live out there just like we live. Y'all know what's affecting you just like we know what's affecting us. So the reason to call is for more men because the more minds, there's more minds, more ideas. You know what I'm saying? That we need that. We need y'all. Whatever you dealing with, you don't have to deal with it by yourself no more. That's what we saying. We're gonna deal with it as a front. Yeah. And then brothers, whatever you got going on, whatever you ain't feeling, however it's holding you back, whatever it is, we're gonna deal with it together. We're gonna build each other up. And we're gonna make the black man valuable again, because by design they tried to shut that down. So we're gonna show them how valuable the black man is. But the only way to do that is for our black men to start taking back this position. Let's be back. Let's collect with each other. Let's get with each other. Let's get rid of the beefs, the petty beefs. Beefs. We can't be around each other because people got different religions. Let's get rid of all that type of stuff. Yeah. Let's get past all of that. Because the biggest spectrum is you live in the city, I live in the city. Your kids growing up here, my kids growing up here. Your mama growing up here, live here, my mama. Your auntie, sisters, everybody got somebody living in the city. You gotta care. We gotta care. And again, the water. Why are we not on it? Attacking down there. And land bank. And the land bank. So all I'm saying is we need y'all. We need y'all. We need y'all to come to the community. I know the sisters, I got some reach out from some sisters that's like, we ready to fight. That's crazy. I got more reach back from the sisters than the brothers about the men's meeting. I'm not playing. That's what I'm saying. Man, they ready. They like, look, we ready to fight.
That's because that make us look bad.
That make us look bad, man. If it ain't in the streets or dealing with a neighborhood or.
But see, look, let me kind of tone in on that too, man. Listen, bro. Like, to be honest, man. Our women have been on the front line fighting for a long time. Right? It reminds me of like Fannie Lou Hammer and all them. Right? We always got strong sisters at the forefront of the movement. They always holding it down. If they in the background, making sure that the stuff is moving right, or they leading the cause, right, man? So big shout out to all our women that's been out there doing what they've been doing for a long time. Big salute to you.
Some strong women
our brothers. Man, our brothers, man, listen. Man, this is our time. I don't know what is it. This is our time. When you talk about the ancestors is talking and reaching for us now, they are telling us, bro, this is your time. You need to rise up. We ain't got to be all scamming each other. We ain't got to be scared of each other. We got to deal with each other. We got to be one up on one another. We ain't got to be outdoing each other, because if you win it, then I should be winning, which making sure that everybody around the situation is winning. That's how we got to be moving like this. We all have to support each other. It don't make us no different. It don't make no sense when we out there fighting for the cause for Black lives, and then we got brothers chopping down Black lives, right?
Yeah,
that hurt,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That really
on,
no. That's some stuff that really hurt.
Come on,
and it hurt the movement.
Come on.
And so what we gotta be is if we can't even learn how to deal with each other, learn how to do restorative justice with one another. If I wronged you, let me see how I can make a way to make it right for you, right? Before we got to kill each other. Everybody ain't gotta go. We don't have to take it to that measure every time. Like I understand in certain situations stuff be happening, right? Sometimes it be too far gone, right? The blood's there and stuff be happening. The folks stuff get involved. It's very hard to go ahead and come back from it. I understand. So let's try to neutralize that before we get to that point. Let's try to really say, man, bro, look, whatever the problem was, we warriors, right? Whatever the problem was, we should be able to sit down at the table and say, listen, man, look, you know what I'm saying? This is my beef. This is my issue, right? And then you say what yours is, and then we come to amends. At the end of the conversation, we should say, all right, well, listen, I heard your plea. You heard mine. You know what I'm saying? Let's meet in the middle and how we can do to make it right. Live another day. Continue on building our families and our legacy. Let's do that, right? That how can brothers be on that? Right?
Understanding is the best thing in the world, man. Yeah, if you can understand me, I can understand you.
That's it.
We can move forward.
And a lot of that work.
If you understand me, I understand you. We can't get nowhere.
But a lot of that got to be from communication. Yeah, we got to be able. Everybody come up in a different way. That's right. Two people are not the same, right? So my feelings is gonna be different from the next man, right? But at the end of the day, it's communication. Like we got to be able to communicate, convey that to your brother, and say, "Listen, man, I'm coming to you, not trying to go ahead and come at you and disrespect you, right? I'm coming at you with a concern, right? As men, like we got concerns for that because that's holding each other accountable. If we got an issue with each other, I'm coming to you and bringing it to the table. And if we need to surround it with good, solid brothers who can help, formulate that resolution together, that's what we need to be doing. If it's a beef in the streets, we should be able to sit folks down, say, hey, listen, man, we're going to have both parties going to be able to put it on the floor. And we got people in support from both sides, right? At the end of the day, our goal is to come to a resolution. So before we even start, slanging mud, before we dragging each other on social media, before we got to put that stuff out there in the streets, because that stuff looks stupid now. Like, man, folks be laughing at that stuff. They prey on our demise. They want brothers like Young Dolph, Nipsey Hussle, people to get chopped down because they doing so much good. But like, what we got to do is stop doing that. We got to stop giving that gratification of taking out our leaders, taking out our people who funding and supporting the neighborhoods. I ain't talking about those people down at the foundation. I ain't talking about them random folks that's wearing the suits but ain't came back to the neighborhood and did nothing for us. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about real brothers that come from the grassroots, that come from that level, that's building up, but taking everybody that's on the ground floor with them, right? We talking about, we have to make sure that we protect each other. And then we got to be so ganged enough to be like, all right, well, listen, I'm on this end doing this work, right? You on this end doing this work. How do we find a way to merge this work together? And then eventually, how can we make some money together? But we got to be in a mindset first before I get in business with you, before I can be a part of an initiative with you, before I can be in a group with you, right? I got to respect you, right? That's the first thing first. Otherwise, we don't get nowhere, and I got to trust you. Especially nowadays with our lives in these situations, lives be getting taken like that. So I got it. Whoever you're around, you entrusting your life with them. So when we out there on the front line, it's us.
Right.
We ain't looking for nobody else. We ain't calling nobody. This is us, right? And we gonna have to, whatever happens is gonna happen, right? Exactly. That's what real warriors do.
Right now, we sorry. Right now, I just been we sorry. This is a bunch of sorry men, because when you think about the black communities, you look back about all the black communities that thrived. Yeah, these black communities where the police wasn't down in those communities. They did it. They handled their own community. Brothers dealt with brothers. They talked to each other. They talked things out. Families took care of families. You didn't have the poor family and the rich family. Everybody took care of everybody. That's right. You know what I'm saying? And it thrived. It thrived. You talking about these communities was wealthy communities. You know what I'm saying? Own banks, they own schools, they own stores, all type of stuff. It was thriving communities. But that was because what you say, understanding. Everybody had an understanding. I look out. Even street hustlers. It was an understanding. They gave back. It was everybody had an understanding. This is what you gonna do. You gonna pitch in though. That's right. Whatever you got going on, you gotta pitch in. You gotta pitch in. You know what I'm saying? You think about, they take what the Mormons do, right? See, the Mormons, I was watching something about the Mormons, right? The Mormons don't believe in the healthcare system for real, right? So they don't really go and deal with healthcare. So what they do is this how they counteract that. Yeah. If somebody have to get something done and it costs something, everybody in the community pitch in money. Okay, who you with? Who it? Who child it is? Yeah. Everybody in the community say what needs to be done. It needs to be a surgery done. How much is the surgery? Okay, let's figure it out. Everybody in the community started to pitch in. Yeah, they take care of each other. They take care of the community. You understand? The Mormon and the police not coming through the Mormons, kicking down horses and pulling their horses over and doing all types of stuff. That's their community. They're not allowing that. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta be able to have we should be able to have our own community. Black people done did it for so long. This generation just too sorry to do it because we too worried about doing stuff to each other. We gangster when it come to each other. We ain't gangster when it come to nobody else. We gangster. I let people know like they will blow my head off for looking at him wrong. They won't think twice about it. For looking at him wrong. But them people could keep your dough down, take your money, do all this stuff to you. You ain't gonna do a thing about it. All I did was look at you. You ain't gonna do a thing about it though. Man,
what's up with brothers on that though? I don't understand that either though.
You so hard, you so gangster in your hood. Man, that you don't own.
Let them come beat your brother out there in the streets, right? You don't need it. That's all you got? Man, you wrong.
You doing something.
But let dog step on your shoe unintentionally. Dog, you trying to get through, man.
I gotta throw you all type of apologies. I gotta buy you some new kicks to keep you killing me. Like, dog, I'll buy you some more, bro. I come on my fire. Come on my hip. You really still don't want to hear because you got a point.
I don't want no more. I don't want no new kicks.
You got a point to prove. But lo and behold, these white folks to poison your kids. Lo and behold, the white folks to poison your kids. Man, poison your kids, your mama, your auntie. I ain't poisoned none of your kids. I ain't did none of your kids. They done poisoned your kids, mess your head up and everything. Mess their heads up forever.
And only gave you $13.
They gave you a $13 check. They disrespect you, slapping them.
Man, listen, man.
Let's get up.
Told you.
That's all I'm saying.
Didn't deem it as racism, right? They didn't poison your kids, right? They done closed all the schools for your kids to go to. They sending them back home to you.
Yep. And they
right? Our children and families are falling behind because of virtual learning. And ain't nobody raising hell about this, right? But let something take place. Let somebody, the new Jays come out and all this old silly stuff. We lined up for that type of stuff.
Sleep overnight.
You know what I'm saying?
Intense. Sleep overnight. Yeah, it's real.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, what type of stuff? And then listen,
about some Jordans, a brother that put a lot of his money in the prison system because he saw that it was an opportunity there when Clinton and Biden all of them changed the rules into the mass incarceration. They started doing that. Jordan is one of the people that put a lot of his money into the system.
Man, and listen,
because he knew it was an opportunity.
I'm gonna tell you right now. People
don't care. Y'all don't really be caring about what
I'm gonna tell you right now. They always talking GOAT talk. They talking Jordan. They talking LeBron, right?
Yeah, talking Jordan.
I say, man, all day long, man, LeBron is the GOAT. And I ain't just talking about the triple doubles he put up on the hardwood every night. I'm talking about what that brother means to that Akron community.
I'm talking about
taking Rich Paul, taking his boys that he came up with. Took him to school, man. Made sure he was educated. Now he one of the top agents in the league.
If not the top.
Man, I'm talking about put his son in position to be the next LBJ3, right? You know what I'm saying? Or 2, right? That's the type of leadership that we would expect out of Jordan. We ain't talking about, man, you got all these shoes, you're marking up all these shoes, you're selling them like crazy.
The
same shoe every year. You coming out with the same shoe. You ain't putting nothing back out in the community. You're doing all this money with it. You're putting all this money in private prisons, right? You know what I'm saying? You didn't left Juanita. We love Juanita, right? You know what I'm saying? We ain't never met Juanita in our life, but we love Juanita, right? You know what I'm saying? Now you got Melanie with you. I just can't get with you, bro. Jordan, you lost us. You lost us back in '94. I'm just being honest.
Jordan being lost.
Man, listen, we need brother.
I heard about the prison. I was in prison when I heard about Jordan, what he did, and I had to look more into it.
That's what it is. I definitely don't agree with that shit.
Man, Jordan, you slipping, baby.
Yeah, you put that
come on home, baby.
Come on
home. Bring that $1 billion back to
Bring that $1 billion back to Chicago, where we
Somebody gonna wake him up.
Right? Yeah, we need a drop squad, Jordan. You remember how they used to do the drop squad back in the day? They pull up on you, throw you in the van, and you rock all this tape. That's what you need to get back to. Like, let's just pull it up.
Keep his eyes open. Watch this black stuff. Watch Black History stuff.
Man, listen, we gotta be on that though. It's like it's that
That's
serious.
what it's gonna take.
Our brothers have lost. We have lost our place, man. We done forgot who we was out here. Yeah, I want to take this time to bring something out in the chat. I want to lift something out in the chat. I want to bring it out. Hold on, big ups. So when Becky Brown, Miss Becky, Queen Becky. She said, honestly, these males, they get these pettiness from their mothers, right? When you are, young males and you're being raised by women, like women do a good job of raising males, but the fact of the matter is, only a man can raise a man. Only a man can raise a boy to be a man. And women, y'all gotta understand that, right? You can't feel that you can be the male figure. It just don't work like that. It's just not gonna happen. You see what happens when that takes place, when you see young men being raised by just women, you see those outcomes and what that look like. And there's an absence of a father, that figure, that male dominant role, right? Just trying to hold it down, because when we're looking at it, we need something to identify ourselves with. Just like young black boys and girls need to look at positive images of themselves. They need to relate to that, right? So when you got young men coming up in this world today, right, and they don't have the connection, or they don't have standards of values being taught to them from the fatherly figure, then they're going to go ahead and be kind of living without. They grow up lopsided.
Yeah.
And I'm putting that in an easy way. But that is a true comment. Becky, I think I appreciate you for even lifting that up as a mother, as a woman, as a black woman, just saying that, women sometimes can make it, an issue for young boys growing up. It was something else I wanted to bring up too. Okay. Chris also made the point how some of these single women raising these boys backwards. I think, that's kind of like the conversation what we saying. Women, you need to have that male, whether you like it or not. You need to have his father in his life, whether you want him or not. It's as simple as that. You may not like him. You may, don't want to associate with him. But fact of the matter is, it's like a cake. If I make this cake without an egg, no matter how many ingredients I put in this mug, it just ain't gonna come out right. That's what we're talking about with our children. Our children need to have that ingredients. They need to have their mother. They need to have their father. They learn, I learned a lot of things from my mother, right? You know what I'm saying? How to care, I guess from the point of, raising my siblings, my younger siblings that was coming up under me. It was all because of my mother, right? How to cook for myself because, I had to eat. She showed me, she said she didn't want me to be dependent on nothing. So she showed me the basic principles of, making a meal for myself, right? So I'm able to do that for myself, right? So I appreciate her, right? But one thing for sure, she can show me how to stand up and pee, right? She couldn't show me or talk to me about what it feels like, as a teenager with hormones popping out of control, liking a girl, right? You can show me, you can tell me about those different things, right? Again, from a male perspective. So I needed that, right? And I appreciate my uncles, my grandfathers for stepping in and them being straight soldiers about it. That's that village concept. And they was able to go and help, make sure I answer my questions. The questions that I didn't want to talk to my mom about. I didn't want to talk to my mom about girls I'm liking. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't have that conversation with her, right? But I did talk with my homeboys and I did talk with my uncle and them about it.
You tell your mom about the girl you had at Central on the 4th floor.
Yeah, I ain't talking
about on the 4th floor. Now y'all don't know about that floor because y'all went into that. But he was talking about that. You feel me? But and there is some moms out there, I know they probably thinking like, well, what about those that they have the fathers that don't want nothing to do with the kids? So you got some men like that too. So let's throw that out there. So you got those that like that.
you got men in the community. It's men in the community, so you got power men in the community. Kind of try to bring them around. I don't come around. We down here in the building. You can bring them around. You need background checks. Ain't nobody got no CSC cases or no stuff like that. We ain't none of that freaky stuff. We just been to training up our young men and trying because we need them because they're gonna be the next generation of soldiers. We don't want to continue to be on this downhill of our men. It's just the black men just doing this. It's a continual decline. And we like to say this generation worse than the last one. This generation worse than the last one. Let's change that. We got to just turn the narrative around.
They say that.
Yeah, that generation worse than the last.
But don't put no effort into changing it.
No
effort.
They love it.
But what would be so powerful if they say this generation was, you know what I'm saying? Wow.
But see, even though they call this, even though they call
better.
Yeah, even though they try to call this generation, they know he was saying it would be good if that become the narrative of man, this generation is better. Because what they missing, like this generation y'all got more voice than any generation I've seen. Like y'all speak your minds on anything. Y'all gonna tell them what y'all want to say, how y'all want to say, y'all speak your minds. That's powerful. You got a voice. So we want to put some more power behind that voice and be your support. That's all we say. So if you got women, if you got children and the fathers don't want to be in their lives, you bring them around strong men. Because they still need that. So we try to tap back into the village mindset. And for the men that's in their children's lives, like we still asking you to be men in the community for the other kids that don't have fathers. Yeah. Be men in the community. Still kind of show them. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember Westmoreland, San Westmoreland. And it was the only father I remember on Westmoreland was my old boy Ewan. His dad was really in the house. Like his dad was a hands-on dad. He didn't like him being out with us, none of that type of stuff.
Old school.
Yeah, he
turned out real well. Yeah.
He was strict.
Sometimes be the words of the world.
Right. But he was strict. He was strict. But he was strict. He was strict with him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was strict with him. But also, like, at times he would stop and communicate with us because he knew we needed that.
Hey, come on now.
Just stop and communicate with him. He was strict. We didn't like how strict he was, but he knew we needed that. You know what I'm saying? But we saw him be a father, a working father that went to work, came home, took care of home. We saw that. Yeah. We saw that. You know what I'm saying? I always take back there like, man, I remember that. I remember Mr. Thomas, man. Mr. Thomas was mean. Oh, he was mad. He found out his son got a haircut by one of the homies. I don't touch my boy head no more. I cut it. I cut it. Anyway, if he don't like it and you don't like it, so what? My son. Yeah. Got bad, ain't it? Yeah. That's like what they want. But what I'm saying is we need more. We need the men. We got to be in our community, man. It's our community. Right now, we letting the downtown, my foundation, all these other places run them up through the community. And they spent the money that should have been used differently. They spent the money on the juvenile system. They want our kids. Yeah. They gonna fill their mind is to fill it up. They want our kids, man. That's because that's where the money is. So much money in incarceration. There's so much money in it. Right. So they want y'all. The aptitude test, they started young. They give you this aptitude test. That's how they know how many beds to build in prison. They do. They take that test in the third grade. Take the aptitude test in the third grade. Based on them scores, they use that to figure out how many beds they gonna build in the prison system. They say these people that score in this range going to prison. Wow. And they making sure they line it up.
What number they on now?
Man, they was. Well, I'll just say they was in the late 9s. They giving out. Well, they passed that because they giving out dead man numbers. They giving out dead man numbers. They was giving out dead man.
They is recycling numbers.
So you got a guy that could come down. He could be fresh and he could have a 0 number.
Wow.
Yeah, he could be 18 with a 0 number, 17 with a 0 number. They just giving out the dead number.
Wow. And they ran out of numbers.
They ran out of numbers.
Now they giving you retired numbers. This is where we at, fellas. Right?
So when the next one die, they got a number they can save it for the next new.
Do we want to be in the mortuary? Do we want to live like that, or we want to live like kings, like our ancestors that inspired us to be?
6 digits, right?
Squat business.
In the Klein, I just want to let me throw this in. In the Klein, when you think about mass incarceration, the Klein, right? When I first came in, you can probably attest to this when the time when you did yours. When I first came in, the numbers didn't move so fast. You see what I'm saying? So when I first came in, I came with a 6 number, right? Mm-hmm. So the numbers, I didn't see a 7 number until like almost 2.5 years later when the 7 started coming in. Mm-hmm. But then as time started moving, the numbers was just rapid. Wow. Yeah, just boom, boom, boom. So you're talking about from 2000, I think I first seen a 9 number in 2011. So if my number was a 6 from 2006 and 2000 to 2011, you got a 9 number. You're talking about 300,000 people to cipher. Wow. So now when you talking about we going past the 9 numbers, we going into giving back out numbers of people that already died in the prison system. Wow. So we talking about from 06 where I was, we talking now we into the 500,000 people that being recycled in and out of this.
You talking about 500 people being recycled? Yeah, that's crazy.
In and out of the system. We ain't even talking about a 20-year period. We talking about 15, 16 year period. Wow. Yeah. It's just boom, recycle. Because that's where the money is. There's so much money in privatizing the prisons. We gotta understand how serious that is. Like people don't understand how serious that is. There's so much money in privatizing the prisons. So when we doing the stuff we doing, like committing the crimes we committing, when we doing these things, of course we don't think about it. We young, we don't think about the fact that they sitting back banking on that, expecting that. Yeah. So they need that. So they okay with the community being continue to be fed the garbage through music, which I already let people know about the meeting that they had about hip hop music back in '92. Yeah. And how they had the plan to just say, look, from now on, we only sign an artist that's talking about the streets and drugs because that's what's going to put people in these prison seats. See, the music industry got a whole lot of stake in privatizing prisons. People don't know that. So when you got all these rappers, that's why when you hear my music, I'm not rapping about the streets killing, drug dealing. I tell you my life. I tell my life story. That's it. And I'm gonna tell my testimony. And it's all about trying to really. My music is trying to get into the heads of our young. I want to spark something to them and be like, man, I want to change. I gotta fix this. I want to spark something so they'll see the truth behind it all. So when you think about the fact that the music industry got stakes and privatizing prisons. Wow. Hey, you listen to the radio. I challenge anybody to turn on the radio and just sit there and listen to it. Hear the songs. And when it comes to hip hop, listen to the songs you're gonna hear. The people that's talking about ops and killing them, that's what you're gonna hear the most.
Dang, and that's for us though. Like they come to a point where we gotta challenge that. Like,
gotta challenge. They gotta be attacked too.
I do. Even my son, they be listening to the music and they on all that stuff. The thing is, I gotta be a parent to say, man, listen, man, a lot of that stuff is fake, and I need you to really just understand reality. Yeah. They sound good. It sound good. Yeah, the real boys do be sounding real good. You know what I'm saying? Good music.
All that stuff you talking about.
We ain't got time. I ain't got time for you to be trying to live up to those raps, right? You know what I'm saying? Because this is real life. You know what I'm saying? A
lot of people in the system.
We need a lot of folks to be kind of counteracting. We need to be countering that. We need to be talking more consciousness. We need more artists who are talking about more social issues and they put it out there on the forefront, right? They getting it out there. Yeah, that PE, right? That KRS-One, that African Bambaataa, right? Those are the things that we need to do. And so when we're talking about moving forward, like we do got to stop having this music. We got to stop listening to that stuff. We got to be on some real talking positive. We want to make sure our young people is out there, being safe and being respectful. So if we ain't having that discussion, if we ain't building them up, if we ain't having those dialogues with each other, and we still continue to keep listening to that stuff, it ain't gonna do nothing for us. Yeah. And then we get mad, we get upset because a lot of our young boys be finding themselves in prison. We find a lot of our young girls being disrespected, right? But we ain't challenging that stuff. What we doing, we streaming that same music and cussed out this female and talked about hitting Nick on his brother, right? We buying into this situation like we're Young Dog, right? But the situation with Young Dog was very unfortunate. Because what that man was doing for his local community in Memphis, he was a stand-up brother. He was doing some great things that made sense for folks, changed folks' lives, right? Just like what Nipsey Hussle was doing. I just put out an article about LAPD had Operation Laser, which was watching Nipsey, Black Sam, which is his brother, and watching other family members and Nipsey businesses out there in LA. See, we too busy giving up our information on the radio. We're talking about all the stuff we doing in our raps. We giving them the game. And all they doing, the feds are doing is just listening to this music. They finding out how these murders are happening. They finding out who's engaged, who's involved. And all you doing is just telling on yourself. Now, we got to be more smart about it. It's just like when slaves was in the field, they would sing these songs that they only knew, right? Yep. They was giving out hints. When you talk about on the Underground Railroad, Harry Tubman and them, they wasn't just out there just hollering stuff, wading in the water. That stuff was some real stuff. They had meaning to it. That means that get down because the dogs is coming, right? They don't understand. They don't understand the concepts and how powerful music is and how strong your tongue could be. Yep. We got to be talking in code to each other, but we got to be uplifting each other at the same time. We got to be giving folks indicators of what's next through our music, but only us, we should know what that lingo represents. Right? We ain't got to be so basic ABC. I'm gonna do this to you, and I'm gonna take your woman, man. Nah, how about you support that brother and respect him and your woman, right? You know what I'm saying? It's different ways that we can go about it. It's different ways that we can put these messages out there, but we got to stop sitting up there, engaging in that mess, and then expecting our children not incorporating what they hearing on the radio. Because when you talk about the angel of music, it's the devil, right? Yeah. He was the angel of music. So how are they getting to our young people today? They getting to them through the music. Everybody want to be a rapper. Every young boy that I come across want to be the next young boy, right? To be honest, though, right? I really think that you could be doing much more than just settling for one thing, right? Because these are we got some intelligent young people. So when we just trying to follow one lane and just everybody just trying to come through the lane and just getting on through music. There's so many opportunities in this world that we don't take advantage of. Even if you talk about entertainment, you talk about music. Yeah, you could be an artist, but at the same time, folks still need A&R. They need management. They need producers. They need folks that's gonna go ahead and security teams, right? They need all these different things going on. You don't have to just be the rapper, right? You could be. We need to get on some A&R. Listen, we need to start developing these young artists. Like, listen, man, we gonna be adding some more words to our repertoire. Remember when Lil Wayne went to college and he started dropping all the records? Remember when we was in school, Lil Wayne went to college? Wayne was saying all the words that we didn't even know. We're like, man, this stuff sounds so cool. I had to go look up what the brother was rapping about. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about, you know what I mean? Doherty, that time, Fireman, he was on 10 dropping. He was on remix, like 70 remixes for that year. That was that high year he had. But what he did was he advanced his knowledge base. And so what we saying and asking about young people today is we got high hopes for you. You know what I mean? We in position right now because this is our time. But we got so much high hopes for our young people coming up, right? We don't want y'all to waste it and just give it away. We don't want you to be sitting in prison with a dead man number, right? We want you to be out here activated, out there caring about the issues that's going on in the community, out there getting some of that money that they got downtown, and making sure that you got a future that's bright and shining, and you out there helping everything that come behind you, right? That's just how we got to be in that mind. We got to be looking at how I'm setting the tone for the next generation. Every day I'm looking at, man, what am I doing to contribute to the overall goals for us? I got some personal goals that I'll be getting to, but then there's some group goals that I got to get to. And those group goals involve all of us, because why that impacts our individual personal goals. So,
and you got to care. We have to get in the mindset of, because I know a lot of parents that'll say, man, look, man, I'm just worried about my house on my kids. And that's cool if you stay in the house on the block by yourself and your kids go to school by themselves. Your kids eat by themselves and they don't see nobody else and you don't see nobody else. That's all cool to be like that. But we know that's not the world we live in. So even though you might not like those down there on the corner that's hanging out and stuff like that, you might not like what they're doing, you still should be able to go down there and have a conversation with them. Because one day your kids got to pass by them, got to deal with them, handle them. So you still want to have a conversation with them and be like, these my kids right here. When y'all see them, you know what I'm saying? Try not to be so rambunctious around them, and try not to do this around them. And at the same time, how y'all doing? What y'all need? What y'all got going on? What y'all need? Y'all hungry?
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Start being
right.
a part of the community. My mama used to do that, right? We was all boys. Before my mama had my sisters, it was just my mom and us 4 boys, and then also my godbrother, my godsister. My mom raised us all, right, by herself. And what she would do, like, we would get in fights with, because you know, the house with the 4 boys, everybody would have known who they is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody would have played sports with us. So we would get in fights with the kids in neighborhoods and stuff like that from other neighborhoods. We play them in football. We were good at sport. We beat them in football, beat them in basketball, then we get in a fight with them. Get in a fight. And we got these fights. And what my mama would do was, invite them over for dinner. We hated that she would say stuff like that. I mean, we don't like them. Mama just got in a fight. What you mean? No, I invited them to dinner. Then I remember Auto World. I don't know if everybody remember Auto World, right? I remember my mama taking them. Mama ain't had no car. Took all of us on the bus, city bus. Took the kids in the neighborhood, everybody. Let's go out on the Auto World. I'm gonna take all y'all to Auto World. See what I'm saying? See, that's community. So what ended up happening is, even though we at first had issues with them, they just became lifelong friends. Like, these are lifetime friends from right now today. Right now today. And what it took was a parent that cared enough to be like, even though these just my kids right here, them somebody else's kids too. But they kids. Yeah, right. They kids. All they need is to know that somebody else's kid. That's all they need is to care.
Your moms wouldn't have did that there, man, right now, y'all be still probably
still beefing up. Probably still beefing up with them. On something stupid. All over some stupid football that started when we was kids. We was probably still would be. Some was probably dead now. Took it that far. And that's how the narrative be going though. Because parents don't step in and care enough about the everybody around. That village concept fixed it. Yeah, that village concept where it's like, I care for yours like they mine. I care for yours like they mine. Care for yours. If I see yours doing something they ain't supposed to be doing, I can go check them about it. Now you know you ain't supposed to be doing that. Come here.
That's how we grew up.
Yeah, the village. We only got pieces of it because it started breaking off. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Before you get home. Yeah, you come here, boy. I heard what you did in the school.
Yeah, I couldn't stand him for that though. Yeah, I did like that.
Let me get with you. You get out of that grip, get to the next one. That's what that village.
Let me tell you this, like we hit this, like we used to come out, I stayed on house and went to Scott School. So we all would come out at the same time. Everybody, we got the big bag on. Yeah, like we on that type of stuff. We meeting at each other at the end of the block, right? And there's like 8 of us. So we come together, we walking down there. Man, we went to Maxi Meats. I was hungry, right? I ain't had nothing to eat. I ain't eat breakfast. I ain't been eating breakfast. So we went to Maxi Meats. Man, they had a little 25-cent little chip bag, little area where the chips at, right? So, you know, we went ham, right? We went got it, threw it in the bag, right? Ran out the door, right? You know what I'm saying? We trying to eat, right? We get to school, man. We get to school, boy. I'm trying to tell you, we passing our chips, everybody eating, right? Next thing you know, man, we get a call down to the office. Tell me why. The lady that was in the store at the time, they called the school, right? So some boys over here, ran out the store with some chips, right? I don't know how they got the descriptive of who it was, right? She didn't even know us. We got to school, and they got all of us in the office, right? They didn't call all our parents, right? And so every one of our parents knew what we did, right? And so by the time we got picked up by our parents, because of course school kicked us out too. We got picked up by our parents. Tell me why we had to go through a conversational piece, or you would have had a physical altercation with one of the parents leaving out of that school. Right? And it was that crazy because, like, how did you know to call them? How you know we was going to school? And how you know which kids it was? And how did y'all get this information out to the public like you did? It was because of that village concept. Everybody was talking to each other. Everybody was communicating. And everybody had understanding that they could make sure that they could deal with your child, right? So it was us growing up. We was able to go into each other's home because our mother communicated with their mother, so they knew where we were at. I was able to eat dinner with my friends because they would call down to see if it was okay, and if mom, was okay with it, then it was good to go. Everybody was locked in like that. So it was a good way that we grew up, and we grew up like family together. Like we took each other's teeth out. Like, you know what I'm saying? That type of stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? And we bonded with each other. We went to Michigan adventures with each other. You know, Miss Gracie used to make sure that she take the Jeep and take everybody to outdoor adventures. Miss Wiggins across the street used to have her door open all day, every day. You can come in there and get a biscuit, some cornbread. Right, she had some chicken wings on the oven, and it was just open for us to go in there. Like, we had to knock on no doors or nothing. We would just walk in the house. Just little kids walking in the house, getting chicken off the oven, right? Going back outside, go shoot the ball. Like, that was a beautiful way to grow up. And I really miss those times. And even the homies that came, we all came up together. We locked in to this day. So
one thing they didn't do, what they did do was she called somebody, but it wasn't the police on y'all. Because there was communication, that they understood community. Like, we don't want the police come down because we know how that's gonna go.
Right.
We gonna deal with this in our community.
Right.
We gonna deal with this in the community.
We never called. No police was ever called in our neighborhood. They never came to our house. It was never no issue that we had the police over there.
Yeah, parents dealing with parents.
That's when our community was a village.
Yeah, that's when the community was a village, and it thrived like that. Our communities thrive like that. But we gonna close out. We're gonna close out, man. And like I say, man, and I remind you, man, the call, when you make a call, the phone only rings for so long, then it stops ringing. So the call to get out for you brothers, the call to get y'all involved, like, only going so long. We're not gonna hold back on what we're trying to do because we're waiting on y'all to decide if you want to step up and help in the community. We're gonna move forward regardless. Our movement gonna move regardless. All we saying is, if we can get y'all involved, we can get you involved. We can move, we can take back our community, we can take back our streets, we can take back the city of Flint, man. And it can be an actual safe haven. It can be safe. You know what I mean? The safety in the city. And you understand, and I always like to close with this. And for those that if you read back in history, and I talk about the biblical days about how the men would go to war. The men would go to war. If you can go back to Adam and Eve when God came looking from the garden after they ate of the fruit, he didn't call after Eve. He called after Adam. He didn't call after Eve because he gave the law and the rule to Adam. You know what I'm saying? Then when they would go out to war, he didn't say go get the women, the men. You count the men and the women. No, it was always the men. The men. This was what we called in to do. This is our duty. And the reason the condition that we're in as black men now is because we are not standing in a position that we supposed to have. We don't stand in our position that God gave us.
That's why the women don't respect us like that.
Women don't respect us.
No man because, no business.
And if the women and children do not feel safe, I like to close with that. The women and children do not feel safe in the community. All that is, that just shows you what the caliber of men that is in that community. Whenever the women and children say they don't feel safe, that tells a lot about the caliber of men in the community. So if that don't get to you, see, that's what sparked me was seeing a young lady. Her car got shot up. She ended up getting grazed while her kids was in the car, and only because her car looked like somebody else's car, so they got shot up. She got hit. None of the kids got hit, but her comment was she don't feel safe in the community. So that sparked me like, whoa. If we got women and children that don't feel safe in the community, then the men of the community, we not nothing. You know what I mean? We low down, we trash, we dirt. So all I'm saying is we gotta get back to it. We gotta bring that sense of community. We gotta bring that back. And get that respect, because our women to show more respect to these officers, down in the court system, to these types of the white folks than they give to us. Because and we don't deserve it because we not doing what we supposed to do. So we're calling out for y'all. Please, let's step up. Let's do what we supposed to be doing. Come be a part of the cause. Whatever you got going on, whatever you need help with, we here for you, man. We want to build it together, and we want to bring back the safety of this community, man. That's it, man.
I had to look at my children's mother in the courtroom, right? And I just gave her a look like, you know, this is the type of activity that we got to go through because we can't do it ourselves. And so I'm a big champion on doing for ourselves, doing for us. So we have to learn that. So I'm going through my own challenges right now. I guess I'm confining in everybody too. I'm going through my own challenges too, as it relates to working towards a stipulated order for my children for joint custody, joint physical custody, and joint legal custody, and just making sure that we have a plan of action for the babies, right? And so sometimes we can work together, then sometimes we just not as good with each other. And so, even with her, right? I continue to, give out the olive branch. I've tried because, for one, you blessed me with 2 children, so we definitely appreciate it for that. But we got to make it make sense from here on out. So I commend all brothers and sisters who are working together and co-parenting and doing what they're doing and being successful. And the children are loving you. They appreciate you. Trust me. They're thankful for you to do that. And for the ones that's not, let's try and go ahead and set the right tone, and let's give some type of example for our children and families that's going to be in the future, because they watching all this stuff play out now. So, man, we got a lot of work to do in this community. I always have, engaging in fun conversations and kicking it, with, these good, phenomenal brothers, man, that's out there on their game, getting to it. They ain't waiting on nobody. We ain't waiting on nobody. Like the brother said, man, it's a call to action. We got to get out to it now. Ain't nobody waiting on us. Ain't nobody gonna come save us. Nobody is gonna put that in place for us, right? We got to do for us. We have to make that happen. So let's start today. Let's not wait till tomorrow. And let's go ahead and be activated in everything that we do, man. So, you have some closing words you want to say?
My black brothers, don't let the court discourage you.
There you go.
Put your foot down on their necks. You'll get the outcome you want.
Try not to be so rambunctious around them. Try not to do that.
Here we are.
So, that's another segment. We'll be looking to see more brothers here. We want to, like we said, make sure that we make this space available. So we talking about, issues that we got going on personally. Like we fighting demons. Meaning, like, man, if we can't stop drinking, we can't stop smoking, we can't get in the mindset to go work. I'm having girl problems, right? I'm having problems with my children, right? Or I'm experiencing mental issues, right? It's a number of different problems, man. Everybody may be dealing with, but man, we don't care about that because we want to make sure that you got a space that you can come to, man, and you're comfortable. This is for all of us, right? And we can put things on the table. We can break bread, share a meal with one another. This is just family. This is a cohort of real solid brothers, man, coming as they are. Anybody asking you? Nope, we ain't asking nothing from you. We ask you to show up. Be in the mindset and be open and have a communication.
We actually try to do stuff for you. We don't need nothing from you. We try to do it for you. So we just need you, and we need to know what you need. That's it. So I'm gonna be a part of it, man. And
I appreciate y'all, man, and we back tuned in next Wednesday.
Oh yeah. You already know. Every Wednesday we hit
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. We want to make it open. Come to the building though. It's always good when we can be with each other and locking in, face to face. We taking COVID, protocols.
Beat till you get in.
And beat
till you get
in. On that door.
We're gonna make sure that door open for you, man. All right, man. Until next time, man.
Yeah.
Black out.
Black out.
We all
the icing is on the way out. What's the one joint? What's that one joint?
This one.
This is new one?
Hey, so. Hey, Paso.
Progression music.
The story's true, I'm just reminiscing. I take you back, it's not a love song, a premonition. It's okay to have them feelings, I sound really different. Really made it out some cages, know someone's that did. All this talk about the golden, y'all ain't even pimpins'. Really swam with some sharks, had to hide some feelings. I'm blind from Callous heart, only y'all is needed. Had it out with real niggas, fought a couple demons. From the streets to the pulpit like Mason Bell. All eyes the world against me, I'm Machiavelli. Machiavelli from the mountain like Martin Luther. I'll see myself there when I make a rich. Go. Somebody pray for me. Somebody pray for me. The love was lost, reading letters, seeing no results. The love was off, I was blind, no destruction saw. No addition, made me crash the rain when it pours. I talked to God, I see the holy on the corner stores. The corners call the race, it goes and bring her back a homeless. The corners know you, it's too late, already rigor mortis. The homies ain't the loyal, be your mouths and helping lawyers. They can't understand your pain, so what they speaking for you? Well, let them go, odds against me, I bet on hope. Against the ropes, pressure high, I'm like a Riddick boat. I grew up poor, my shop was flat, so I'm selling dope. Fast lane, ranch hard, never told you roll the streets. To the floor, feel like Mason Bell. All lies to run against me, I'm like a felon. Six promise from the mountaintop like Martin Luther. I was myself there when I make it rich. Go. Somebody pray, somebody pray, somebody pray for me. 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 Devil knocking at my door, I try not to answer. Got some homies fighting cases, got one fighting cancer. We're all folks at 21, you can put a standards. Been this way since I was young, that's got me in the camera. Peter Finn, U.S. sentence, my school was mental. There's some missing, loose possessions, that left me empty. If you a felon, you know these feelings, don't turn so easy. Life on the line, the purpose, so no perfect reason. Read the smile, so some snakes smile away from me. I come with God, he was family to the case for me. Run it down, I'm the punch to see the world crumble. Still eating, lost with the praise on the streets. To the poor, feel like Mason Bell. All eyes to run against me, I'm like a felon. Maximum films on the mountaintop like Martin Luther. I was myself there, might not make it rich.
What track is that, man?
Come pray for me.
That's another one?
Yeah.
Give me that one before we go out.
All right. This do off. We was on the way from Detroit. He had me play this on the way back and forth from Detroit that time. Who was that came? Big Daddy Kane. The thing Big Daddy Kane at the Black Arm.
Oh yeah. When you hear this, dude, it's like a soul food joint. I be on that shit right there. Yeah. See? Do something to you. What's up, you don't
I feel convicted in my spirit, but you don't know the feelings. I can drive these fast lanes, just control the limits. A lot of drama to the story, not a block of steering. I'm still invited to them tables where they home for dinner. I know it's wrong, but feeling so inside of twisted switches. My DM had to be X, cause I was slipping. Falling short of these jolly tips. Through all this, would you believe that I was still a prick? Listen, running through spinners, feeling strong like I'm Popeye. Talk to God, but see the world, I must be cockeyed. Feeling excitement as I'm thumbing through these archives. Picture the thrills, but I forget that them was hard times. Wake up early on the Sunday, trying to dance the surface. I'm aware my backsliding might account for curses. Prayers been blocked by a morning like a Charlotte Hornet. When you open the floodgates, I can feel it pouring. Man, y'all understand? Lord, don't leave me now. Treading in the water, trying not to drown. They open up the floodgates. They open up the floodgates. Keep my eyes on my goals and dismiss the dreams. No, I can't accept the loss, cause I was meant to win. I put my pain upon my heart when I spin this pen. I know the truth, but find myself trying to make it bend. Trying to make amends with a couple friends. Seeing life the same, through a different lens. Talk to real about changes that I ain't made. Chasing strangers, trying to change these crying games. Heart feel numb like this blood pumping lidocaine. Seeing life with these bellies take a lot of pain. A lot of y'all feel the same and got the heart to say it. I talk to God like he the homie, I just keep it basic. In the streets, they know it's real cause they done seen the changes. I keep it G, you never know, might entertain some angels. My innocence is safe, smiling at some danger. Stay composed, that's a skill that I learned from Baby. Lord, don't leave me now. Treading in the water, trying not to drown. They open up the floodgates. They open up the floodgates. Lord, don't leave me now. Treading in the water, trying not to drown. They open up the floodgates. They open up the floodgates. Lord, don't leave me now.
I'm surprised I heard that shit already.
I ain't put it up.
Okay.
I got everything on the back.
Okay, baby. Wait. Okay, brother. Meet you, man. I'm gonna slide, man.
Man, we slide right behind.
Oh, okay.
I got everything on the hold. I got
Oh man, wait till y'all
Them
see
3
what
tracks
I'm finna go
hard
with.
though, man. So how many you finna put up? What you finna make an album?
Yeah, I'm finna finish this album up.
How many tracks you on?
That's probably about it.
Open up the
12 on
floodgate,
there.
floodgate.
12 on there.
Open up the floodgate,
Y'all ain't
floodgate.
ready for it. Y'all ain't ready. I'ma sing.